It pleases me to no end to speak this video right now, but it must be said. Donald Trump is destroying the Republican Party. This article by NPR pretty much summarizes what they have found out. I'm going to read some of it. Spurred by the Capitol riot, thousands of Republicans drop out of the GOP. Lyle Dara says, "I was completely shocked and ashamed. That is not how I think of Republicans. Who we were, who we are." Lyle, he lives in Wheel Country, north of Denver, in Colorado, and he has left the Republican Party. In the week from January 6th to January 12th, about 4,600 Republicans changed their party status in Colorado, according to a CPR News analyst. There was no comparable effect with any other party. CPR News was able to contact dozens of them by tracking changes in the state's voter file. A number of people changing parties spiked immediately after the Capitol breach. The same phenomenon was playing out nationwide. News outlets documented about 6,000 defections from the party in North Carolina, 10,000 in Pennsylvania, and 5,000 in Arizona. In Colorado, only a small fraction of the defectors made the same dramatic leap as Dara did in choosing the Democratic Party. Some went to conservative third parties, but the vast majority, about 4,200, switched from Republican to unaffiliated status, accelerating a trend that has affected both parties in Colorado in recent years. I try to explain that decency. Most people are decent people, honest people, hardworking people. And they're not going to put up with the craziness that's happening in the political environment today, particularly by certain Trumper Republicans. Ryan Winger, the director of data analysis and campaign strategy for the Republican pollster Magellan Strategy, says, "I don't think there would be any other reason why we begin at that day except that they looked at what happened in Washington, D.C. and decided this is time for me to make what is clearly a symbolic move." To the Republican senators concerning Donald Trump, he's a virus, he's a plague to your party. You need to vote to convict him. I've said this many times before, and the heat and the pressure is going to be put on you to convict him. No one cares about the primaries because none of you are going to win the actual senator seats or congressional seats or governor seats in respective territories if there is a drift away from the Republican Party. In fact, Donald Trump has weakened the Republican Party. There is a certain fraction of the Republican Party that follows Donald Trump. And less of these people are going to follow Donald Trump. And the elections will be less and less likely, general elections and elections for Congress, you will be less and less likely to win those elections. Without Donald Trump, you will do so much better. No matter what the pollsters say, Donald Trump needs to be evicted from your party. Otherwise, the Republican Party that we once knew will no longer exist, and the Trumper Party will never win elections. And it will finally dissipate into nothingness, and he will have destroyed the Republican Party. Liz Cheney has stood up to Donald Trump. She's right. She's investing in the future, and the truth will bear her out. Donald Trump will end up eventually, under the full extent of the law, prosecuted. His road of sedition, his road of criminality, his road of immorality will come to an end. So it is in your best interest to be just like the people in Mar-a-Lago who do not like him being there with him. They don't want him there. And he needs to be put out of the GOP. Get some balls and do what's required to get rid of him.